Hey guys, and welcome to this week's Take 5. And this week, in honor of the holiday season, my favorite time of the year, we're doing top 5 holiday movies. So joining me, want to introduce yourselves?
Matthew Simmons.
And I'm Tiara Spells.
And we'll just get right into it. Who wants to start?
I guess I will.
All right.
My number 5 is Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. You'll notice my list is a lot of children Halloween movies. Or not Halloween, but that's my favorite holiday. A lot of children Christmas movies because those are the ones I sort of find myself going back to each year because they're always on TV. I'm always watching them with my family, and now that we have my nephew who's 5, I'm always watching them with him. So like watching all of these older holiday movies are really special, and Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer was probably one of the first ones I saw, so it's one of my favorites just because it's so cute. And I'm always rooting for you, Rudolph. Like, it's the cutest thing.
Yeah.
So it definitely is one of my favorites.
So do you want to?
Yeah, my number 5 pick is The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Okay.
I was kind of debating putting this on the list because, some people are like, it's a Halloween movie, and other people are like, it's a Christmas movie, and it's definitely a Christmas movie, like it's right there in the title.
Yeah.
But like, with a lot of these on my list, as a kid, I did not like any of them.
Mm-hmm.
Like this one, I just thought it was like too creepy, and it was boring, and I kind of just want to like slap my past self like on the wrist, like no, get a good taste because I love it now. All the music is so catchy and awesome, and I don't know if you knew this, but the Danny Elfman, the guy who composed the music, he does the singing voice for Jack.
Yeah.
Really?
Which I was like, that's really cool. Just like learning all this movie stuff as a kid and just going on Wikipedia and like searching everything I could find. When I found that, I was like, that's really cool. So yeah, it's really iconic. And what is the villain's name? I just forget it already.
Oogie Boogie.
Oogie Boogie is awesome. I love him. I love the character design and just all
It's
the
so
bugs and
cute.
crawly things. It's awesome. Yeah.
My number 5 is A Christmas Story. So this is one I didn't watch until I was like 10 because I kept on being put off because all I saw was Ralphie, that character, and like the cover and everything. I just thought it was going to be some like cheesy, wholesome like ABC Family. And no, it is actually kind of mean-spirited in a way. And I love it about that because they don't make family movies or Christmas movies like that anymore. And I just think everything about it, the bunny suit, the tongue on the pole, the leg lamp. I have a Christmas tree ornament of the leg lamp.
No way.
It's one of my prized possessions.
I went to the mall the other day and they were selling like actual leg lamps, and I was
God.
like,
Oh my
I kind of want one of those.
That's amazing.
That one's also on my list, and also I will not spoil
Yeah,
where
it's
it's at.
on my list too.
I feel like it's gonna be a theme. We're all gonna have like the same movies, just rearranged.
I think our lists are very,
They're very similar. Yeah. That's
But-
awesome. It's a great movie.
Okay, so are we going to number 4 now?
Yep.
Okay, so my number 4 is A Charlie Brown Christmas.
Yay.
It sort of has the same nostalgic feeling for me as Rudolph. So I really love watching it, and like when they're all like standing around the Christmas tree and singing, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like I'm like getting nostalgic just talking about it. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to watch it. So it's like I said, it's something that I really love to watch with like my nephew and like my mom and my sister and stuff like that. So yeah. Oh, nostalgia.
I didn't even think about that when making this list, and now I kind of want to put it on my list somewhere
I do
because
too.
I love it. I love Charlie Brown.
Yeah, it's so good.
Charlie Brown and Snoopy for me are like Toy Story. Like, how can someone hate the Peanuts or
Right.
like that Christmas special?
Right.
I don't see how what do you not have a heart? That's
Exactly.
just my.
It's so good.
Just attacking everybody who just doesn't like Charlie Brown.
Yep.
Yep. You're gonna
Charlie
anger
Brown
the Charlie
warriors.
Brown stands on Twitter.
All right.
They exist somewhere. All right, so my number 4 is National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Yeah.
Another one that I did not like until recently, and I don't know why. I don't have a reason for this one. I just remember just people like talking about it. I'm like, nah, it sucks. Maybe I just wanted to be cool and edgy. I don't know. But like, it's so funny. I love like almost every moment of that movie. It's just really like warm-hearted, and it's got a little bit of mean-spiritedness in it, but it's
Yeah.
not necessarily like as bad as Christmas Stories Mean Spirit go.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's awesome. So I kind of want to like hear what you guys have to think about that one. Is that one on your lists too?
That
I've
or-
never seen it. I saw, no, I think it was on TV last week or on Friday or something, and I was like, oh, what's this? And I only caught the end of it or something, but I've never
Treat
seen
yourself.
it. I've never seen it.
It's on my list. I won't spoil where exactly it is.
Okay.
So my number 4 is Elf.
Yep.
I love Elf.
Elf is awesome.
I think it's Will Ferrell's best role.
Yep.
Fight me on that.
Whoa.
Yeah, I just think it's a very quotable movie. It has a huge heart. I think this is one of the most like warm-hearted modern day like Christmas comedies because most of them, they all have like a mean spirit
Yeah.
touch to them. But Elf, I mean, it's not completely wholesome, but in a way, I think it's almost like a parody of a lot of those Rankin Bass Christmas specials, especially at the beginning. And also, Buddy is probably my favorite Christmas movie character.
Oh my gosh.
I would have to agree with that. Yeah.
I know.
I am. Elf is not something I enjoy.
You and my dad are in the same camp.
The Polar Express and Elf are like the two.
I agree with
movies I'm
Polar
like,
Express.
Oh, and Grandma got run over by a reindeer.
No,
I-
that one's
I
garbage.
violently hate all of them. And so this putting together my Christmas list, my holiday movie list was like, this is so difficult because I hate so many Christmas movies. My number 3 is How the Grinch Stole Christmas from 1966.
Okay, cool.
Good.
Like
Alright,
the
good.
original cartoon.
Yeah.
Like it's so, oh my gosh, it's so cool and it's so fun, and I really love like how they sort of they do the narration and all this stuff and the classic like Grinch smile and stuff
It's
like
so
that.
good.
It's
Yeah.
it's such a classic, and I love watching it every single time. Like I'm a really big Dr. Seuss fan, and
Yeah.
the live action freaked me out.
Ugh.
It's
It's a little
weird.
scary.
There are moments of that I really like. Like I like Jim Carrey as the Grinch, but like I don't know, something about live action Who's and the way they did that is just kind
Yeah.
of weird. And then all this backstory to it was
The
just
live action
unnecessary.
Grinch too. It's very unsettling. It's almost
Yeah.
uncanny.
I've always loved the character of the Grinch, and I love Jim Carrey, and I like Ron Howard as a director. So you think I'd love that Grinch movie? I hate it.
It's
I
weird.
despise it.
It's weird.
Yeah.
It makes me feel very uncomfortable.
Like-
Yes, exactly.
I don't understand the point of trying to make like Dr. Seuss stories like
live action.
live-action
and,
or just
modern
like
and stuff like that.
yeah, broadening them and their stories and just adding more stuff into it because
Yeah.
they're perfect in like the small dose like
Exactly.
nursery rhyme
exactly.
kind of
and
style
that's,
he's
and
got.
that's why I
and-
really like the Grinch from '66. Like it's
Yeah.
it's so simple, but it tells the story so effectively.
So my number 3 is It's a Wonderful Life. What was back in 1942, I want to say. Maybe
Not sure.
I might be
Here, I'll fact
throwing
check
it
you.
way over. It's probably in the 50s somewhere. But yeah, that's just a good old-fashioned Christmas classic movie. Just really nice message to it, and Jimmy Stewart running down the streets, running "Merry Christmas, everybody!" It's like always gets me. It's so good, and the ending is wholesome, and it's just a really just happy movie. Like I can pop this in or rent it somehow and just watch it, and it'll just make me feel happy every time I watch it. Yeah,
46.
46.
Okay.
Yes, you
All
were
right.
close.
I'll take it. But yeah, like again, as a kid, all of the stuff with the banking confused me because I was like,
Yeah.
I don't understand any of this lingo, and I watch it, I'm like, I get it now. So yeah, it's a really good-hearted movie, and I love it. So
I've never seen it.
again, you have a
need to
lot of
see it.
catching up to
I
do
know.
this Christmas.
When you hear my number 1, you'll understand. You'll understand why.
Okay, all right.
So-
I'll take your word for it.
My number 3 is very similar to yours. It's also It's a Wonderful Life.
Yes.
So I just think I agree with you. It's a crowd pleaser.
Yeah.
It's one of the most happiest movies you can watch. Okay, maybe not exactly happy with some of the topics it deals with.
But by the end of it, you're
by
like,
the end, you just want to stand up, cheer, hug whoever is next to you.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
love that movie.
Yeah.
And I just think it has a universal message that applies to everybody in a way. And it's probably the most iconic Christmas movie out there, I would say.
Probably, yeah.
The ending with, what's the song they play at the ending?
I can't even think of it right now.
But look, every time a bell rings, an angel gets its wings. And to me, I love Frank Capra as a filmmaker,
Mm-hmm.
and I used to always kind of, when I was younger, my dad used to show me like some of these movies. And he was like, "Oh, you'll love this," and I'm like, "No, I don't. It's black and white. I hate it." And like now, I appreciate it a lot more because this is one of those movies that's in black and white, but it still feels. It doesn't feel like it's aged
No.
whatsoever. It
It's
feels
very timeless.
Yeah.
Okay, so my number 2 is A Christmas Story. I
Nice.
love A Christmas Story. I watch it every year. Every time TBS does the 24 hours of A Christmas
Yes.
Story, I start at 8 p.m.
Best time of the year.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I'll watch it in my room, and I'm like, A Christmas Story. And for some reason, I can never sleep on Christmas. Like, I don't know. It's weird. I feel like
You still get like excited.
yeah, I still get excited even though I know what I'm gonna get. So I'm up
Yeah.
at night real late watching A Christmas
Mm-hmm.
Story, and my sister loves A Christmas Story, and so we have like a Christmas Story wrapping paper for Christmas presents and stuff like that. And so out of all of it's definitely one that I've appreciated more as I've gotten older.
Yes,
Because at first I didn't
absolutely.
really understand the humor, but now that
Yep.
I'm older, I certainly do. And
Yeah.
it's so goofy, and it
It
doesn't make
is,
any sense.
yeah.
And I love the part where Ralphie's little brother is like this in the coat. He's like, I can't put my arms down, and it's so funny.
Yeah.
And it's one of my favorites. It's really great. It's a really really great movie.
My number 2, again, we've already mentioned it, is Elf. That was probably, besides the cartoons and like the weird stop motion, like old Christmas stuff, that was like my first like Christmas movie that I just really, really loved. But yeah, it was just, I can quote that movie endlessly and watch it all the time. Like, and even smaller moments like, "Bye, buddy. Hope you find your dad." Like, "Thanks, Mr. Narwhal." I just love it. It's so goofy, and I just have a very goofy sense of humor, so it just really appeals to me. But yeah, a lot of I also think it's Will Ferrell's best performance by far. He's just such a child in it, and he looks like he's having the time of his life. And it's just anytime it's on TV, like especially like when like I don't know what channel it is. Whenever the holiday season starts, I'm always like
ABC Family or whatever it's called now.
yeah,
Freeform.
Freeform. Yeah, I just always have to have it on. Always, I cannot miss it. Like that's usually the first Christmas movie I'll watch before like the holiday season. I'm always like, "Oh, Elf's on TV. It's officially Christmas.
Yeah.
Let's go."
It definitely puts you in that holiday spirit.
Absolutely.
So my number 2 is another movie that I think is probably one of the biggest movies that puts me in the holiday spirit, and that's Home Alone. Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I love this movie. I think the Wet Bandits, like Joe Pesci and Daniel Stern,
Yeah.
I just think they're hilarious.
They're awesome.
And it's Macaulay Culkin before he's creepy
Oh
and
gosh.
before he's all washed up, and he's adorable.
Oh, he was.
He's gotten better now.
Yeah.
He's gotten better.
I know.
Good for Culkin.
But
He's getting back on his feet.
John Williams' score in that movie, like, is incredible in my opinion. I think it's very memorable. The Carol of the Bells sequence, do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I think that's beautiful.
Yeah.
And the theme song and everything, and also the Wet Bandits. Like, I have a friend back at home who we quote just a specific movies. Like it's Home Alone, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, and
That's
Christmas
another one.
Vacation.
Wow, I didn't even think to put that on my list either, and now I'm kind of just reevaluating everything I've made right in front of me. So that's a really good one.
Yeah.
Awesome.
My number one.
Oh, that's right.
Is Nightmare Before Christmas.
Okay.
Like I said earlier, Halloween is my favorite holiday.
Yeah.
Cool.
Christmas is not my favorite holiday.
Is it like a close second? Or like-
I guess, yeah. I guess it's like a close second. It's like a solid second.
Okay.
Okay.
But yeah, and so it's like a perfect mix of both of those holidays, and so you get to appreciate both Halloween and Christmas and stuff like that. And the music is great. I love the character design; it's so cute, and it's a little creepy, but I'm like, oh my god, it's so
Right.
cute. Like, but it was something I really enjoyed from like a super young age, like. Nightmare Before Christmas. I had like a Nightmare Before Christmas blanket in like 6th grade, and I carried it around everywhere. And it was like, it's just one of my absolute favorite movies.
My number one, again, if you couldn't tell already, it's A Christmas Story.
All right.
Like I said before, with many of these movies, as a kid, this is probably the one I despised the most, just because for two very distinct reasons. One, I didn't understand the humor in this. It's got a little bit more adult humor in it. A little bit low key. It's not like in your face like comedy or whatever. And the second reason is as a kid, I was a really short blonde kid with big glasses. So like Ralph always reminded me of myself. And anytime we'd watch it, I'm just like, oh, I didn't do that. And then I don't remember. I think it's the bully in that movie reminds me of my brother too. So every time I see him, he's laughing like it's like the double whammy of like I can't watch this. But the older I've gotten, the more I've grown to appreciate it. I remember even as a kid before I liked the movie, like my parents would always quote like Ragile, must be Italian. Like that's like my favorite quote from the entire movie, or the moment where he's trying to reassemble the lamp and his wife is just laughing and trying not to break down in the background. That's amazing. I love it.
I always think about the part where he cusses in class or something like that, and then he has to wash his mouth out with soap, and he just has the giant bar of soap in his mouth, and he's like, oh, it's so funny.
Or he comes back in his dream and he's blind. It's like, why are you blind? It's like, it was soap poisoning.
It's so good.
Yeah, the soap scene scarred me too. Like as a kid,
because
I was like,
gonna swear.
I never wanted to swear, and like,
or get caught for swearing.
There was one time where like I did get soap in the mouth, and like, it wasn't as bad as I made it out to be because that movie like made it. That's a weird thing to say. Like soap in the mouth is not bad, but like that movie just got me so scared of ever like getting close to that. So that was fun.
It made me terrified of cursing for the longest time.
That's so funny. I've always been scared to put my tongue on the pole because I'm scared it's going to get stuck just like that. Because he's like, it's so funny.
It's so good.
My number one is National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Sweet.
This is a movie I watch with my dad every single Christmas. Like, it's become a staple. It's a tradition. I love everything about this movie. I think it's hilarious. Cousin Eddie, the neighbors, just everything about this movie. The theme song. I have looked for that song on Spotify and everything because I love that song. It's catchy as hell. I can't find it anywhere, and it pisses me off that I can't find it. Objectively, it's probably not the best movie on my list, but out of my pure enjoyment, I have to give it number one.
Right.
It's just, I love this movie.
It's a good one to watch.
Totally
every
understand.
year.
I don't know what more I can really say about it. But that is it for this week's Take 5. So, hope you all have a Merry Christmas, and we'll see you guys next year in 2019. See ya!
Bye. Merry Christmas.